guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry about my voice, and I'm really sorry if I haven't posted in a while, but today I'll be posting. And so today is going to be about it's going to be a story time, and this is going to be my first story time, and I'm going to be talking about how I got stitches. I recently got stitches a week ago on a Friday. I'm sorry, I'm just really sick right now. Anyways, and so right now I'm in spring break, and I've decided I'm going to try to post this week. And so, yeah, let's get started. There's really no point of editing this video, since it's just going to be a black screen throughout the thing. So, I'm just going to start from here. And so, basically, it happened at school, and so after recess, after our 15 minutes of recess at school, we go to the track. Well, there's like this playground, and we have a huge yard at my school, like huge, and it's not the track field, which really got my mom mad. Anyways, and so we were running on cement and hardly any grass, like probably 1 out of 10, it's probably a 4. 4% grass that we were running on. And so basically we were running on cement. Anyways, so we're supposed to run 3 laps because our physical fitness test is 4 laps, which equals 1 mile, and my teacher made us run 3 laps because she was basically helping us make our way to 4 laps, which equals 1 mile. So she was just baby stepping us. And so after that, so I was getting done with my first lap, ready to run my 2 other, and right when I was about to finish my first lap, at the time I was wearing these Vans. I still have them, I just washed them. And so my shoelaces for my Vans, they were high top Vans, and my shoelaces were really, really long. Like, even though I double knotted them, they were still really long. And I usually run like that, and before my teacher said to go, I said go, like, for us to start running. I looked at my shoelaces, and I was like, nah, because I was thinking if I should tie them again. But I was like, nah, nothing really happens. Because my shoelaces are usually like that, and nothing happens. And so, yeah, and so basically what happened is my shoelace, it like wrapped around my other shoe, and it made me trip. So I obviously thought I was fine, and I was like, oh, whatever, I just felt it's fine, So I kept on running, and so I noticed that there was blood on my knee, on both knees actually. And so I just, I ran to my teacher, and I was like, oh, I think I'm bleeding, like bad. She's like, oh, just go to the restroom then, just to check it out. I was like, okay. And I wasn't crying, so I went to the restroom, right? And I went into the stall, and I pulled up my pants, and I saw my skin literally opened. And so I obviously got really scared. I started panicking, I got really scared, and so I started crying. And I don't know, I just kind of freaked out a lot. And so after that, I came out the restroom crying and limping because it really hurt. I don't know why all of a sudden started hurting a lot, but it started hurting. And so that day there was a substitute, and she was right next to the restrooms while my teacher was all the way at the basketball courts. So she was closer to me. So she saw me limping out of the bathroom with like the size of blood. Like I can't even explain how much blood I had. It was like the size of my hand. Like, just imagine the size of your hand on your knee bleeding. Like, that's how big it was. That's how much I was bleeding. I was bleeding really badly. But my other knee wasn't really that bad. It was probably just big as my thumb. Like, it wasn't that bad. So I went to her and I was crying, and she's like, "Oh, sweetie, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm bleeding really badly." And she's like, and she was looking around, and she's like, "Oh, Angel, can you take her to the office, please?" And she's like, "What's your teacher's name?" I'm like, "Oh, my teacher's name is Gonzalez." She's like, "Okay, well, Angel's gonna walk you to the office, so just be calm, okay?" Yeah, and I was like, "Okay." So he like grabbed me by my arm, and he like started taking me to the office. And here's the funny part. It was kind of weird. Like, I know I shouldn't be laughing about this, but at the moment he was giving me like therapy. It was weird. He was like, "Just breathe," and all this and that. Like, I appreciate it, but it was kind of funny and it was awkward a little. But I appreciate him helping me, so shout out to him and the teacher. And so basically, I went to the office, and I just walked in the office, and the lady didn't even say nothing to me. She was just like, "Go to the waiting room." She's like, "Go to the waiting room. I'm gonna be calling your mom right now." I was like, "Okay." So I went to the waiting room, and I was there for a while. And while I was there, this little girl came. Well, actually, no, she didn't come yet. Hold on. Sorry, I messed up. So this boy was there, and I don't know what he was doing.